What does forgiveness look like? Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun, so I'll just steal an image from somebody else. Lewis Smedes was an author of The Last Generation, actually just recently passed away. And Dr. Smedes gave one of those illustrations that you wish you had thought of. It's just brilliant. This is brilliant. Smedes says he's trying to cover the different ways forgiveness is used in the Bible, because it's used in a number of different angles. And Smedes says this. He says, most of us, when we go to buy a car, we don't have the money to just walk in and lay down cash for the car, although I highly recommend that. He says what we do is we go in and we put a certain amount of money down and we sign our name, and at that point, legally, forensically, we own that car. If we get in a car wreck driving away, it is our insurance that pays. It is we who are responsible for that car. But in another sense, there's a bank that really owns the car. And every month we have to sit down and write a check or do what we do, get online and make your monthly car payment, right? Smedes says, this is so insightful. He says forgiveness is used two ways in the Bible. Now, the way it's used in other passages, not in Luke 6, is it's talking about that forensic sense. I declare, forgive means to wish well. By the way, the word we translate forgive means to wish well. So I wish well on that person who's wounded me, that one who stabbed me in the back. And I've done that, and it's a legal issue. That's done. But in another sense, those payments come up every month, don't they? And I wish it were just every month. Every few hours, you sit back and you're in a conversation where you have a chance to throw this person under the bus, and you don't. You make your payment. You're making a payment on a car that you don't even own. Somebody else bought a car in your name. That's what forgiveness really is. And you're making that payment. And when he says forgive here, it's in the idea of these ongoing relationships. And last time I checked, every human except Jesus had sin. So that means everybody you interact with and I interact with is going to wound us in some way or another. It's an inevitability. Even with the Holy Spirit in them, the flesh is still there. And I have to choose to make those payments. Now, here's what's cool. I have experienced having been deeply wounded by someone and having forensically forgiven them, and then also done what Jesus is talking about here, and just every day making my payment. And there comes a day where there's no payment left to make. Really. You bump into them at Walmart, and you find yourself hugging them and saying hi, and I'm not kidding, you're halfway to the sporting goods before you realize, oh my goodness, I was mad at him. You don't, because the payments have been made. It's like a car payment. They don't go on forever. I mean, unless you made a really dumb loan. They don't go on forever. So let's do what Jesus says. Let's make our payments, because God has forgiven us of more than we're ever going to forgive anyone else. Seriously. And we need to daily make those payments. And then there comes a time when they're done.